So, see, it already is picking up immensely. Let's see here. West Africa. I'm surprised that isn't affected yet. The abilities, I think we're all good to go with that aspect. Genetic Reshuffle 3, though, I will get. So now, it gets a little more awkward for it to deal with, you know, the worm and all. Let's see here. Who else is infected? Algeria. Not that many more are left, though. And amusingly, there hasn't been any blue cure bubbles yet. I'd imagine that's about to change very shortly, but anyway, let's see here. I think we're good to go with everything else. I think now is just focusing on the symptoms. So I'll get the spare so you can see just what it is that we unlock. Yeah, I don't really think I need to explain this, do I? Tendrils release neurotoxins which cause severe disorientation and suicidal impulses in the host. Yes, you're making everyone feel depressed to that point. Yes, it gets dark. You can also get devotion, which we shall get, because that's actually where we're going to be going. I'm going to be taking 2 routes with the worm. The first one is the pacifist run, where you don't actually kill anyone, and instead, what you end up doing is transcendence. Overdose of oxytocin and vasopressin forces host into a permanent state of worship and acceptance, treating the Neurax worm as an eternal god. Basically, everyone worships the worm and gets enslaved. Yeah. And the best thing is, the moment you do that, the entire planet is done and you win. That's it. That's it. That's how you can win. Not even kidding. I am not even kidding. Now I think now that the WHO has said something, I have a feeling now that we're probably going to see the blue bubbles appear. Yep, there it goes. Now the blue bubbles come in. Oh, that was quick. So I'm waiting for the last plane to come in so that way I can infect the final country. Now it's just a matter of waiting. Now it's just a matter of waiting. Because we've pretty much done all we can do to get anyone infected. But what we can do instead is get these, because, well, we kind of do have enough for both, so, I mean, hey, why not? And the blue airplane's going to give us all those points back anyway, so. So, now is the point where you just want to send planes into the countries that are in need of more happiness in their life, I guess. Because, well, considering what the worm is trying to do here now, so now everyone's focused on it, so now comes the time where I think reactivate these and decrease the research speed. But hey, look at how many points we're getting because of this thing. The DNA points come in like crazy, and it's for good reason too, because, well, you're kind of gonna need the as many as possible with all the symptoms that this game has. In particular this plague, so they are going to really accommodate you with DNA points compared to the others, where it's not as necessary. But I will try to show off as many of the symptoms as I can, because there are quite a few symptoms. But the way it's looking, I think we do have this one, unless something comes up, which it very well can. Let's see here. Most we can do, I think, is increase the, by the way, let's see, obsession. Severe damage to orbital cortex triggers OCD, forcing host to obsess over the specific worm, over a specific worm-related task. You can see how big the worm grows too. But let's get memory loss, so that way they can't really cure anything. Now you get aneurysm. Tendrils feed off blood vessels in the brain, which causes aneurysms, can be lethal and hard to accurately diagnose. Yeah. Gets pretty damn huge. And look how, like I said, look how huge the worm becomes, too. It's insane. Like, this thing has just gotten a whole grip on the thing. It's insane. Pun not intended, you know, because yeah. Let's get this so you can see a few more. Perceptive shift. Worm grows to significantly increase intracranial pressure. And basically, it severely disrupts the host risk and reward analysis, resulting in risky, unsafe, and impulsive decisions. Yeah. Then you have occipitable mesh. Tendrils mesh with occipital lobe, the visual processing center. Hosts less likely to notice worm infections. Kind of want that. Then you get kinetopsia. Host struggles to perceive motion, making them more likely to collide with others and objects. My speech is just meshing in along with the words now because I can't say a damn thing right. The technology here is just, oh boy. iCure device announced. Yeah, there's an iCure device. You can't really do anything about that though, as far as I know. Boy, Russia's taking quite a while to take off though. Just now noticed that. By the way, it's okay if people do start dying from this, just as long as you deal with everyone, you'll be all right. But yeah, there goes Russia. That's what I'm waiting for. Just for it to start look how quickly it's spreading too. That's insane. And this is without really much in the way of, you know, of help and all. It just takes a bit for it to actually take off, but because of Russia going the way it did, I think we now have ourselves a victory. Of course, they would have a severe storm strike Iceland. Not that it matters now, but, you know. And now everyone's been infected. So what does that mean now? Well, not much left to do, but we can, just for lulz, just need to save 37 DNA points here. I'll get that, which opens hallucinations. Occipital lesions created, causing severe hallucinations. Lack of awareness increases transmission chance as well as risk of injury. Yeah. Then you get blindness. Primary visual cortex disconnected, causing blindness. Significantly reduces awareness and causes fatal accidents. Oh yeah. Schizophrenia. Inflamed dopamine receptors fragment mental processes and increase infectivity and cause fatal fevers. Okay, obsession, get that. Then you get insanity, speaking of insane. Neuropathic manipulation causes severe emotional and behavioral abnormalities, increasing infectivity. Can be fatal. Schizophrenia. Perceptive shift. Unlocks cognitive scrambling. Electoral activity from tendrils causes mild seizures which completely scramble host decision-making abilities. Then you get acute encephalitis. Multiple inflammatory lesions in the brain triggered. Causes neurological damage resulting in death. So there is basically what is basically the equivalent of total organ failure in this game. Along with suicide. So these, as awkward as one of them may be, both of these symptoms are basically your non-pacifist run of this worm. So, but let's see here. Aneurysm, get that. Then you get aphasia. Bruised tissue causes language impairment, making developing a cure significantly harder. Definitely want that. Coma. Coma is really the only one, the only normal thing here. So, you know, mature tendrils constrict the brain stem and cause a loss of consciousness in the host, potentially fatal and significantly harder to cure. So I'm going to go ahead and get Transcendence like we were planning on. And there you go. So, yeah. So basically, you want to go to the right side for the most part. If you're wanting to stick like here, like down the. If you put this line right here, if you go like, well, make this the line right here. I think this line here. Everything to the right is probably what you will be targeting the most, but you do want, if you really want to go the non-pacifist run, you might want to take this lower route down here. But there you go. That is game. Because I've turned everyone into their, yeah, see, new obsession, eradicating parasitic worms. Reports are coming in all over the world of an extreme obsession with eradicating parasitic worms. Research being crowdsourced on huge scale. Yeah, it gets pretty damn crazy, but everyone's already done with, you know? Everyone's already done with, like... So it's... I mean, look, you can already see, like, immediately the cure just stops. Like, it just... You know, just like that, everything stops. SSF enslaves humanity. The whole world worships SSF as their god and master. Efforts to cure the plague has ceased, and humanity is entering a dark new future as a slave species. Basically, I have enslaved humanity in this game. Fear me. Don't actually, because, you know, that's not healthy.